7 years ago, when I started memorizing the Quran, no one told me about how you should start memorizing the Quran and what it takes to memorize the Quran. At that time, I was going to school, so it was really hard for me. But in this video, I will explain everything about what it takes to memorize the Quran and how you should start memorizing the Quran, so you don't have to suffer like me for 7 years. So let's get into it. So the first thing is what it takes to memorize the Quran. Basically, it takes 4 things. Number 1 is it takes 2 to 3 hours of quality time. And that time you should only focus on your lesson, no distraction at all. Some people think that you need 6 to 8 hours of time in order to memorize the Quran, but it's totally wrong and it's a misconception. What you need is 2 to 3 hours of quality time and a planning before memorizing your lesson. The second thing it takes is consistency. If you take days off, it's totally fine to take 1 day off in a week. But if you are taking days off, like you are memorizing your lesson for 2 to 3 days and then getting 4 days of take off, then it's not gonna work. You need to be consistent in order to memorize the Quran fast, effectively, and do not forget it. The third thing it takes is a good teacher. Now, when I started memorizing the Quran, I had a really bad teacher at that time, and it takes me 4 years to memorize first 14 chapters of the Quran. But after I changed my teacher, then I memorized 16 ajza in just 2 years. I decreased the amount of time by 70% and I increased my memorization by 75%. And all I did was just change my teacher and have a good teacher. And that teacher told me some strategies and methods which I shared in my previous video, so you can check it out here. Move on to the next one. You need a good surrounding of friends and classmates. If you don't have one, if you are memorizing Quran alone, then it's really hard to make it, because you need a surrounding of other people so you can have competition with others, and also you will be motivated. Otherwise, you will be demotivated and you will quit memorization after 1 to 2 months. By the way, I have created a community where I teach people how to memorize the Quran, and there's a bunch of people you can ask for and connect with other like-minded people who are also memorizing the Quran. So link is in the description, check it out. Alright, so let's move on to the next thing, is how you should start memorizing the Quran. So there's basically 2 things you need to start memorizing the Quran. First thing you need to do is to learn pronunciation of Arabic letters. Now, why is this important? Because if you can't pronounce the letters correctly, you will get stuck between the recitation, and that will cause you so much time. So first of all, learn pronunciation of Arabic letters. Second thing is learn the basics of tajweed. When you master the basics of tajweed, you can recite fluently, and that's what you want in order to memorize Quran fast. If you can recite fluently with correct tajweed and with correct pronunciation, that's all you need to start memorizing the Quran. So now you are ready to memorize the Quran. So where you should start from? I would recommend that starting from the 30th chapter of the end of the Quran, because those surahs are short and easy to memorize. And most of you had memorized some of the surahs already, so it will be easy for you to start from there. And the best thing is the surahs are getting bigger when you are going the reverse, and that's how you'll practice that, how to memorize more and more and more. And that's all you need. Correct tajweed, pronunciation, start from the 30th chapter. And let me know in the comment what problem you are facing in memorization journey, so I can fix that and make a video about that. I will see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.